A temple built without a mortar during the Khmer Empire, and after it was neglected due to the new relocation of the capital city, trees took root in the loosened stones. The trees growing out of the ruins and the jungle surroundings having made it one of the most popular temples in the area, and visitors never forget exploring this jungle monument from day to day. Moreover, this site has been inscribed in the UNESCO World Heritage List since 1992, titled Angkor. This is the Prohm Temple. Who built it? When and what for? What are the hidden truths behind it? Why is it so popular among travelers? Khmer Temples and Nature is going to reveal this hidden gem now. Built by the great Khmer king Jayavarman VII in 1186 AD in honor of his family. The temple's main image, representing Prajnaparamita, the perfection of wisdom, was modeled on the king's mother, Queen Sri Jayarajacudamani. The northern and southern satellite temples in the third enclosure were dedicated to the king's guru, Jayamangalartha, and his elder brother, Jayakirtideva, respectively. Ta Prohm was left largely untouched by archaeologists, except for the clearing of a path for visitors and structural strengthening to stave off further deterioration. Because of its natural state, it is possible to experience at this temple some of the wonders of the early explorers when they came upon these monuments in the middle of the 19th century. Shrouded in jungle, the Temple of Ta Prohm is ethereal in aspect and conjures up a romantic aura. Trunks of trees twist among stone pillars. Fig, banyan, and kapok trees spread their gigantic roots over, under, and in between the stones, propping walls and terraces apart, as their branches and leaves intertwine to form a roof above the structure. The monastic complex of Ta Prohm is one of the largest sites at Angkor. A Sanskrit inscription on stone, now removed to the National Museum in Phnom Penh, tells us something about the size and function. The temple of ancestor Brahma owned 3,140 villages. It took 79,365 people to maintain the temple, including 18 high priests, 2,740 officials, 2,202 assistants, and 615 dancers. Among the properties belonging to the temple was a set of golden dishes, weighing more than 500 kilograms, 35 diamonds, 40,620 pearls, 4,540 precious stones, 876 whales from China, 512 seal beds, and 523 parasols. Even considering that these numbers were probably exaggerated to glory the king. Ta Prohm must have been an important and impressive monument. Known as Ancestor Brahma Ta Prohm in Khmer, is the modern name of a temple in Angkor archaeological site in Siem Reap, the Kingdom of Cambodia. Located approximately 1 kilometer east of Angkor Thom and on the southern edge, Jayakirtideva. It was built in the Bayon style largely in the late 12th century and early 13th century and was originally called Rijavihira, which means the royal monastery. It was founded by the great Khmer king Jayavarman VII as a Mahayana Buddhist monastery and center of learning dedicated to his mother. The temple is referred to as Tomb Raider or the Angelina Jolie Temple due to its depiction in the film Lara Croft. Tomb Raider filmed on the site in 2001. However, it is also known as the Jungle Temple by the travelers. Ta Prohm is constructed in Bayon style and uses a formula that is consistent with the later era of the Khmer Empire. Temples of this era had shifted away from the pyramid-like temple mountain style of prior eras, which rose up to the central shrine. Rather, everything here is on the same level. Key elements included grand balustraded terraces, galleried enclosures with gubra, square tower sanctuaries with mandapa halls, narrative pediments, and ornate decoration. The temple was highly decorated and extremely honored, and it should be noted here that many researchers note art styles of different periods in places, reaffirming the belief of some that the temple was added to over time through the succession of eras. Apsara or Devata adorn the walls of the Gubra central enclosure and sanctuaries, except the central shrine, along with leafy tree patterns and foliated scrolls with insect roundels or motifs, all used extensively. Niches are used extensively too, with large ones on the inner galleried walls of the enclosures and smaller ones on the outside walls, all of which have had their idol hacked out during the religious upheaval. Some small niches do, however, retain their figures. About those wall niches are beautiful leafy tree patterns with the odd apsaras and devata popping in. Some representations from Buddhist methodology have adored over time. One notably literated bas-relief depicts the great departure of Siddhartha, who later became the Buddha, leaving his father's palace. Additionally, the temple showcases stone reliefs featuring devatas, minor female deities, meditating monks or ascetics, and Dwarapalas, the guardians of the temple. Lintels are used about most doorways, but seem mostly decorative rather than narrative. They are often very decayed and feature mostly generic patterns including foliated scroll with color set low and at the center, sometimes with an idol above and sometimes with characters set within the scroll. Some, though, are in good condition and they might be more interesting than it first seems. As mentioned earlier, part of the decorative features of Ta Prohm is the use of motifs or round or softened within foliated scroll patterns. These motifs were common across temples in this era, but one motif at Ta Prohm has reached worldwide fame. Here it is, a stegosaur. Some people see the small dinosaur, others just see a local animal, maybe the hawk badger, on a leaf background, but completely up to you. To find it from the central shrine, proceed west until you reach the third guburat. At that point, make a slight left turn and move towards the junction of the wall and guburat. The trees emerging from the ruins of Ta Prohm stand out as one of the site's most remarkable characteristics, inspiring a wealth of descriptive commentary from numerous authors, perhaps more than any other aspect of Angkor. Predominantly, two species can be identified, though there is some debate regarding their exact classification. The larger trees may be either the silk curtain tree or peacock, while the smaller specimens could be classified as either the strangler fig or gold apple. Renowned Angkor scholar Maurice Grace noted, on every side, in fantastic overscale, the trunks of the silk curtain trees soar skywards under a shadowy green canopy, their long spreading skirts trailing the ground and their endless roots coiling more like reptiles than plants. After the fall of the Khmer Empire in the 15th century, the Temple of Ta Prohm was neglected for centuries. When the effort to conserve and restore the temples of Angkor began in the early 20th century, the eco-Français d'Extrême-Orient decided that Ta Prohm would be left largely as it had been found, as a concession to the general taste for the picturesque. According to pioneering Angkor scholar Maurice Grace, Ta Prohm was singled out because it was one of the most imposing temples and the one which has best merged with the jungle, but not yet to the point of becoming a part of it. Nevertheless, much work has been done to stabilize the ruins, to permit access, and to maintain this condition of apparent neglect. The site was first cleared by Henri Marchal in 1920. In 1992, UNESCO inscribed Ta Prohm on the World Heritage List. The conservation and restoration of Ta Prohm is a partnership project of the Archaeological Survey of India and the Apsara, Authority for the Protection and Management of Angkor and the region of Siem Reap. Since 2004, the Ta Prohm Temple restoration project has been led by the ASI. They have undertaken major studies on hydrology, botanical, geotechnical, structural, material, and so forth at the site, leading to solving the major issue of flooding at the site, restoration of the third gubara on the southeast side, restoration of the western causeway and the fourth enclosure, lateral walls. By 2013, the Archaeological Survey of India restored most parts of the temple complex, some of which were constructed from scratch. Wooden walkways, platforms, and roped railings were put in place around the site to protect the monument from further damage from tourists. In early January 2022, the ongoing project of restoring the Eastern Gate was started. In November 2022, a renovation of the Hall of Dancers was completed. Since early 2023, Apsara and ASI has been diligently dismantling the fallen stones surrounding the South Gate. During restoration works, the ASI team made several discoveries, including finding part of a gold crown in 2012. They also unearthed two Buddha Michelina statues, one small and one large, that they believe were originally located within the Hall of the Dancers. The larger is missing the head, and the complete would have been near to 4 meters in height. In 2018, researchers provided the first archaeological evidence of the habitation within the enclosure of Ta Prohm, as was recorded on the stele inscription. Fascinatingly, they discovered through carbon dating 8th to 10th centuries AD that the area was likely inhabited prior to the building of the temples. They also discovered the range of ceramics providing dating for further occupation periods of 12th or 13th centuries, 12th to 14th centuries, and perhaps declining occupation in the 13th or 14th century. Reference to the Khmer Times released on the 2nd of May 2024, it was reported that the Department of Conservation of Monuments and Preventive Archaeology of the Apsara National Authority had unearthed more than 100 fragmented sandstone Buddha statues while excavating at the Prohm Temple recently. On the 18th September 2024, she released the latest update. According to an archaeologist, Nat Simon, the team found the head fragments in July this year, while cataloging stone fragments scattered around the third gallery of the temple. The fragments were partially buried in the ground. Upon excavation, it was revealed that the stone pieces belonged to the Naga Buddha statue, specifically the middle and the right heads of the seven-headed Naga. Ta Prohm is strategically positioned to the east along a central east-west axis, featuring a flat layout with no significant ground elevation. The temple, known as Jayavihir, consists of elongated, low structures that are uniformly situated on a single level. Ta Prohm stands out as one of the largest monuments within the Angkor complex, with its impressive inscriptions reflecting the temple's significant dimensions. The complex comprises 260 statues of deities, 39 towering pinnacles, and 566 residential groups, highlighting its grandeur and architectural sophistication. These buildings are interconnected by passages and concentric galleries that frame the main sanctuary. Enclosing the entire complex, a rectangular lateral wall measuring 1,000 by 650 meters encompasses an area of 650,000 square meters, equivalent to 65 hectares. While the temple was originally designed in accordance with the symmetrical and repetitive patterns characteristics of Khmer architecture, Ta Prohm presents an apparent disorder. Certain sections of the temple are inaccessible while others can only be navigated through narrow carved wooden passages. This unique disarray contributes significantly to the allure and fascination it holds for visitors. The east entrance is marked by a gupura located within the outer enclosure wall of the temples. The structure is one of the four gupuras positioned at the cardinal points, each originally featuring a tower adorned with the four smiling faces of Lokeswara. Although differing in carving, large garudas, magical bird, and female divinities flanking the doorways, akin to the designs found at Bayon. Currently, there is a newly restored version. Upon entering, proceed along the path from the east entrance, moving westward. Shortly before reaching the light terrace, you will observe a small sandstone building on your right, known as a House of Fire, which mirrors a similar structure found at Prakan. The southern pediment of this building depicts the Bodhisattva Lokeswara. To your left, remnants of another structure can be seen. Ahead lies an expansive terrace, elegantly paved with sandstone and slightly elevated, which leads up to the east gupura of the enclosure wall encircling the temple itself. The Naga balustrades, guardian lions, and Twara palace, door or gate guardians, have all vanished, leaving only sandstone remnants behind. Beyond this terrace, Gupura IV stands out as the most significant entrance to Ta Prohm. The entrance is more robust than the others, featuring a cross-shaped design with double rows of pillars within. Noteworthy are the impressive bas-reliefs depicting scenes from the life of Buddha that adorn both the outer and inner walls. The eastern gupura panel near the northern outer door showcases a variety of intricate depictions, including Apsara dancers, feminine figures, Twarapala, elephants, and warriors. Within this rich narrative, there is also a representation of the Buddhist trait, though the central idol appears to have been significantly damaged. Higher up, one can find a figure of Prajnaparamita, Niang Kung Hing, accompanied by a pedestal that unfortunately hosts another figure that has been similarly vandalized. By the north inner door, there is a lower row of figures in prior niches, which likely once housed the Buddhist trait. Adjacent to this a light figure of Lokeswara stands prominently with flying apsara depicted above. Further up, 3 additional niches contain figures in prayer, although the central idol has unfortunately been damaged and removed. The pediment above this doorway, while showing signs of decay, features a reclining Buddha. In contrast, the pediment above the farthest doorway displays 2 rows of praying figures, culminating in a central idol that is flanked by flying apsara and Dwarapala. Notably, the central idol remains in its original position. The lintel beneath, despite significant erosion, showcases remarkable craftsmanship in its depiction of intricate floral motifs. Beside the southern outer door, 2 rows of significance can be seen in prayer. Above them is a beautiful palace scene adorned with parasols and flags. Unfortunately, the central idol has been damaged and removed. Higher up, flying apsaras, celestial dancers, and yoginis can be seen, topped by a striking tree with Buddha set into its leaves. Next to the southern inner door, there are again 2 rows of figures in prayer, this time overlooking another lovely palace scene, featuring a large standing figure similar to Lokeswara. Above the palace and flying apsaras and a row of figures in prayer culminated a figure paying homage to a central idol, which has also been defaced. The pediments above the southern doorway are mostly decayed, although the end door is in good condition except for the central idol, which is damaged. Here we can see 2 rows of figures in prayer above, which is a figure in prostration, possibly the ascetic Sumedha, positioned below what would have been a main idol. This idol is flanked by 2 other figures in prayer with flying apsaras hovering above. Around the gopura, you will find apsaras and devatas in niches, alongside highly decorated walls featuring foliated scrolls, medallions, and leafy tree patterns. Inside the gopura, which is currently closed for entry, there is a partially cleared shrine at the northern end, possibly added much later in the temple history, along with remnants of a Buddha statue. To enter, proceed through the rightmost of its 3 doorways. On the opposite side, located at the northwest angle of the gopura, the roots of a massive silk curtain trees intertwine with part of the wall, with one root growing vertically alongside the Tevada. To the north, outside the lateral enclosure, a collapsed sandstone library can be observed, characterized by columns and mirroring the form of the restored structure at Brakhan. Additionally, take note of the remnants of small shrines situated at regular intervals around the walls. Upon passing the gopura, you will encounter a significant newly restored building measuring 20 by 30 meters. The structure features 4 small courtyards, each framed by 24 pillars that once created an intimate gallery space. Known as the Hall of the Dancers, this area is enclosed by high walls and connects to various galleries. The hall is adorned with intricate decorations and was likely utilized for ceremonial dance performances, as indicated by the vibrant depictions of apsaras elegantly dancing across the walls and the interior lintels, each curved with a row of dancing apsaras, suggesting that at least part of its function was for ritual dances. In October 2011, two light-headless sandstone statues of Buddha were discovered in the vicinity and are now prominently displayed within this hall. The Hall of the Dancers includes two entrances oriented east-west and three blind doors located on the southern and northern sides. Notably, in front of the central northern false door, a golden crown weighing 100 grams, dating back to the 11th to 12th centuries, was unearthed on the 19th of March 2012. As you make your way past the hall, it is advisable to proceed in a clockwise direction to fully appreciate the ruins and the surrounding natural beauty. To the south of the main area, you will encounter numerous towering trees and remarkable carvings adorning the enclosure walls. Continue your exploration around the complex, and upon reaching the eastern third gubura, proceed to enter towards the west. In the central area, you will find a series of galleries and shrines, many of which are situated in close proximity to one another. As you pass through the gubura entrance, you are greeted by impressive dragon-like roots that emerge in front of you, showcasing the grandeur of the tall, light tree. Elegantly positioned female divinities grace the niches, often intertwined with roots, while Buddhist scenes, some executed with heart and others with meticulous detail, embellish the facades and frontons. Notably, the Apsara motif can be observed in the library situated to the north and south of the central galleries. A striking feature of the central courtyard is numerous openings filled with foliage and framed by stone doorways or windows, creating a captivating atmosphere. The central sanctuary at Ta Prohm is easily overlooked due to its unadorned appearance. The stonework has been hammered, likely in preparation for the covering of stucco and gilding, which has since deteriorated, contributing to the simplicity of the shrine's walls. Evenly spaced holes on the inner walls indicate that they were originally fitted with mantle sheets. Exploring Ta Prohm invites visitors to follow their instincts, allowing for an enriching experience of discovery, finding hidden passages, observing obscure reliefs, and navigating through fallen stones while witnessing the serene interplay between humanity and nature. There are numerous inviting areas throughout the site ideal for tranquil reflection and appreciation of the surroundings. Continue your journey westward by passing through the central cruciform-shaped gubura situated within the first enclosure wall. You will encounter a terrace adorned with remnants of stone sculpture which, in their original state, would have presented a remarkable presence. A walkway bordered by a serpent balustrade leads you to the west gubura, granting access to the first enclosure wall that encompasses the temple. Before departing from this gubara, take a moment to look eastward and appreciate the intricate construction of the central areas of the temple complex. The site is surrounded by lush jungle and features a lengthy causeway flanked by impressive Naga balustrades. These balustrades are adorned with a striking depiction of a Garuda which majestically rides a six-headed serpent at the front. At the rear, another mythical Garuda is artistically represented in the middle, flanked by a two-headed serpent. Notably, the serpent's bodies are elevated on a dais that is supported by majestic mystical lions. It is important to note that only one serpent remains in pristine condition, while the heads of the others have been looted. Continue through this, passing the moat on either side, and walk another 300 meters westward towards the entrance. You will traverse a pleasant, shaded path through the jungle. The prominent cruciform-shaped west gubara, distinguished by its four-faced tower oriented towards each cardinal direction, serves as the entrance to Jayavihira and facilitates your passage through the outer enclosure wall. Ta Prohm is distinguished by its seemingly untouched appearance, characterized by trees and roots enveloping and intertwining with the stone structures. The seamless fusion of natural elements and human design fosters a striking and enigmatic ambience that has captivated visitors worldwide. Come and explore the Jayavihira of Cambodia. Cambodia, the kingdom of wonder.
Open your eyes, unfold a dream, witness the joy, a magical scene. It's a new place, a kingdom of wonder, where temples smile and rivers thunder. It's a new place, a rising star, a kingdom of wonder, Cambodia. Cambodia. Enter our realm, discover the light, a blessing of gold, enchanting its night. It's an adventure.